Hi everyone, it's time for us to start our Misfit Makeovers for this year's Mixed Media Morsels Challenge. So I'm ready to get going, but before I do, I want to explain to you how the prompts are going to work. I'm not using the cards like I used last year. I decided to use a program online that I've used before once or maybe twice, and it's called Pick or Wheel. And I inserted all of the prompts and the items that we're going to be choosing, randomly choosing, into the wheel. Now there's actually going to be two wheels. Okay, the first wheel that you're going to see in just a moment is the wheel that will choose which item, which misfit item we're going to make over. Then I'm going to switch to another wheel, and you'll see there's a lot more items on that wheel. And that's because I'm going to choose 4 prompts each month when we work on our pages. I did not record any voiceover during the picking because it's pretty self-explanatory. So I'm going to insert the video here where I went online and spun the wheel and randomly chose these items that we're going to use for this month. And let's just see what comes up. Okay, so now that we know what the prompts are, I have them written out on a card so they're easy for you guys to see at a glance. The word at the top will always show the misfit item that we're going to be making over, and it'll be in all caps. And then the 4 items below in lowercase are going to be the page prompts that we'll use to create our page. So I'm going to start with my envelope, and I'm going to alter it and fix it up to go on my page. Let's move this over here. I've decided that this envelope is a little bit large for my page, but I'm going to cut it down. It's got a tiny little window in it. I love this this envelope. So I'm going to cut it down a little, and you can see I've drawn some lines and things, and what I thought I might do is make a little tab on the side so that that kind of comes off the page just a little bit. I'll show you what I mean. And I'm only going to use the front part of the envelope. I don't think I'm going to use the whole thing, but I think it'll still be a fun way to use it. All right, so I'm going to just go ahead and trim out what I've kind of marked on here, and you'll kind of get a better idea of what I'm doing. We'll have a little tab that actually comes off the page right here. I think that'll be fun. So I went ahead and cut some pieces of this jelly print into some strips that I'm going to use to just cover the envelope like this. Just cover all the areas. Of course, this won't be quite that far in. So it'll be something like this. Okay. Just to cover the front surface of the envelope, and I'm going to leave a little bit of that window exposed right there. Okay, I'm going to be folding down this front flap to the inside just to give it a little bit more stability right there. So because I'm doing that, I'm going to cut this just a little bit on this edge, and that gives me room to fold it down. I think I'm going to angle it off just a little bit too, so that it folds in easier. Yeah, and I'm going to trim some of the excess here off. Let's see, once I fold it down, I'll be able to manage my envelope a little bit better. Let's see. I'm going to fold it in about, I don't know, not quite a ½ inch, I guess it is. Once I get this cut from back here, it will look better. Okay, so all I did there was just cut the back of the envelope a little bit lower than the front so that it's not real obvious back there, and this gives a little lip in the front. I'm going to be tucking in a little, like a journaling card. So it's going to go on the page. All right, just like that. So we'll have our little envelope there, and it'll be a pocket. If you're gluing yours down with a full envelope piece, you could also have a pocket behind the back of your envelope and one inside the envelope. I think I'm going to just leave mine as one pocket, just the envelope itself to be the pocket. So the next thing I'll do is glue my envelope back together where I have cut it apart. So I'm going to be continuing to alter this envelope. I'm going to be adding a little bit more. But before I stick it down, I'm going to work on my page a little bit. So I'm going to set that aside for a minute. And on my page, I am going to, let's see, I need a wire, a napkin, a charm, and a magazine page. Or something from a magazine page. And all of these things, as always, you guys, are open to interpretation. You know, you don't have to take it extremely literally. You can work these prompts in any way that you can. For instance, if you don't have a napkin and you do have some tissue paper, decorated tissue paper, then use that. If you don't have either one of those, just use something you have, painted papers or whatever. Don't let the prompts stop you or inhibit your creativity in any way, okay? Just keep playing. Use these if you have them. If you don't, use something else. If you don't have wire, use string, or open up a paper clip, or use a little pin, a safety pin or a bulb pin, anything made of wire, you know. So don't be too literal and limit yourself. Just think outside the box a little bit, and just have fun with it. Please don't let it cause you any stress. Okay, for my page, I'm gonna add a piece of a napkin. I do have this cute little napkin, and I think I want to put this little piece right here on top of the music paper because it's going to look so pretty showing through, the paper showing through the napkin. so there's probably where my napkin is going to go. All right, so I'm going to move on to wire, and I've got a piece of ribbon here. This is Christmas ribbon that I'm considering using in my little Christmas journal. But you know, often you get ribbon like this and it's wired so it will hold its shape when you tie it or whatever. And I don't always like the wire in ribbon, so sometimes I will remove it. And I just wanted to show you how I do that. Let me get this cut off of here out of the way first. So there's the wire is on each edge, and I just slide. I don't know if you can see this. I hope you can. Okay. I'm hoping this is clear. I just push the ribbon down, hold on to it underneath the edge, and I just slide the ribbon until the wire is exposed. I don't know if you can see that. There it is. Little wire sticking out. And then I just pull it out. Literally just pull out the wire. And sometimes when I don't want a wired ribbon, I will pull these out and then I just save them. So anytime I need a wire in a project, you might remember when I put the little wire on my altered card page that had the little dragonfly on the wire so that he moved. This is the kind of wire I used for that. It's very thin, very lightweight, and it's perfect oftentimes for these little projects because it's not real thick and heavy and hard to bend. You can do whatever you need to on these as far as bending it and shaping it or whatever. So I'm going to take the wire and I'm going to add something to this page that you guys have seen me do often. I'm going to make a little banner flag pendant, and I'm going to, put it across my page here, I think. And so my little bird, my little butterfly will be kind of in the background, and this will be, I don't know, maybe it's attached to the tree there where he's perched, and we'll have a little pennant flags going across here. So I think I'm going to use this washi tape. This is pretty quick and simple. You can do this with paper strips also. I'm just thinking this is going to be cute. It kind of blends with the flowers that you see on the little napkin over there. So I think I'm going to measure, let's see, I need them to be about that big. So we need about, I guess about 2 inches. Okay, so I'm going to cut some little 2-inch strips. I don't know how many I'll need just yet, but I think at least 5, maybe more. So all I'm going to do is place them upside down underneath this wire, and I need to get them pretty much to the center so I can fold it over. Do a little bit more. Close enough, I think. And then I'm just going to fold it over on itself like that. I'm going to trim these off so that they're pretty close to the same length. And then I'm just gonna make a triangle. So it's just going to be up here something like this. I think that's really cute. Okay, so that's what I'm doing with my wire. I'm going to go ahead and attach my napkin pieces. Right. We'll move that for now. Just using my glue and water mixture. Okay, while that's drying, I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit more to my envelope. I have a fun little label. This came off of my January printable page on my Ko-fi site this month. This is my January sheet, and it's a whole lot of fun. If you guys are interested in getting a printable from me every month, consider coming over and becoming a member on my Ko-fi page. I'll have a link at the end of the video and in the description. So I just love these little labels, and this one in particular is really fun, and it matches well with the green on this page. And so I'm going to put this on, and I'm going to be adding some words on here later. I think I might want something behind this though to layer it up a little bit, so I'm gonna see what I can find. Okay, I found a piece of gift wrap that I really love. It's so random and like handmade. It looks handmade, and I just love it. And this actually came off of a gift. So I'm gonna just tear a little bit and see how it looks kind of in behind that label. So fun. Might need to tear it down a little bit more. And this is a little piece of jelly print that, similar to this one, I just reduced it in size and printed it out. I'm thinking that even a little piece of this might look fun. I think I want to cut it kind of like washi tape. Let's see what that looks like. Kind of like a wide washi. See, I'll tear the edges just like you would tear washi tape. Okay. this yellow is kind of throwing me off just a little bit, because whatever I put in the pocket is what we're going to see in there. We're not going to see that yellow. So I'm going to put this in here to get that yellow out of my face. Okay, let's see. All right, I think that's kind of fun. I think I might want to trim it down a little bit. So you can alter your envelope in any way you want to. You don't have to use any prompts. You can use prompts if you want to, but the altering of the envelope is just whatever you want to do. And I'm just showing you the way I'm doing mine. Doesn't mean you have to do yours in this way. So for the something from a magazine page, I'm using words that came from a magazine. And the ones I picked out say joyful journey ahead. I thought that would be really appropriate for the beginning of this year's adventures. So that's why I'm using those words. Looks a lot better having the outline. I always like that. All right. So we have our magazine page, our napkin, our wire is about to be attached, and I have a charm left to put on. Let's see, let's go ahead and attach the envelope to the page. I think I'm going to just use some double-sided tape. I think before I stick this down, I'm going to dangle a little charm from this tab right here. And so I've got an eyelet and pieces here to think about using. I think I want to use the little green eyelet. No, it's not quite the right color. So I also have a blue one. That's fine. And I have a white one. I think I like the white one. Okay, so let's do the white one. And I'm just gonna punch a little hole right down here near the bottom of the tab. Let's see, I'm gonna make a mark so that I know where I want to punch it. Right here. Okay. And put the eyelet in. got a tiny little charm. That's where my charm comes in. It's a little tiny bee. I'm going to dangle that on that tab. I think it'll be very cute. So I have my little journaling card that I'm going to be putting in this pocket, and I have to trim it down a little bit, I guess. It's a little bit too long. I think that might work. A little bit tight still. Tiny bit more off. There we go. Much better. Okay, and it's going to stick up just a little bit, so I'll be able to see that there's something there. So I was thinking I might put the rest of the napkin, the little bird, on here near the bottom so that he just kind of peeks in the window just a little bit. So I'm hoping I can get it on the card properly. We'll see. It's not completely dry, but it's dry enough for me to see if it's going to work the way I wanted it to. Oh, there he is. That worked out very well. That's kind of cute. He's peeking in there. Love it. Okay, that's great. I'm going to write my prompts over here on this card just to have a record of what I did on the page, and on the page each month I'm going to try to tuck in the prompts somewhere. So I'll get that done. After this gets fully dried, I'll write on that. In the meantime, I want to add a little tie of some kind on each end of this. I think that would finish that off there on the ends. So I made a couple of little teeny tiny bows, which wasn't easy. And I'm just going to stick those right on the end of the wire there to kind of help finish that off. Just putting a tiny bit of glue there. Now that looks a little bit more finished off. Cute. All right, now I rounded the corners of my little card, and I'm just going to write out my prompts to tuck inside. Okay. I feel like it needs a little bit more up in here. Okay, I'm thinking I might put this along the top here. So used all of the prompts, made over our little Misfit envelope, used wire, napkin, a charm, and something from a magazine page. I love it. I think I want to add a little bit of black into some of these little areas here because they don't show up as well as I'd like. This way I can still see both colors. All right, I do like that. What a fun first page, you guys. I love it. I'm so happy with it. It's so funny how when you don't really know what you want to do and you start to just play and start to use the prompts, the suggestions that you've been given, it just spurs more and more creativity, and I just love that. That's one reason why I love using prompts, because they get you started and then they keep you going. Then your creativity just takes over, and I just think it's so fun. I may still add a little something right here to pull this in and out with. I think it could use a little bit of something right there on the page anyway. I had a blast making this page, making over this little Misfit envelope, and I hope that you have as much fun as I have had today. And I will look forward to seeing your creations in our Mixed Media Morsels Facebook group. If you're not a member yet and would like to join, there will be a link in the description box. There's always a link in my video descriptions for the group. And come over and click the join button. We'll get to you as soon as possible to get you approved and put in the group. And I wanted to mention that I think it would be a good idea to take a picture of your Misfit item before and after, so you can have a before and an after, and then a picture of your page. If you'd like to do that, I think it would be awesome. And I think if you click all of the photos you want, I think they'll all, at least 3, I think will show up in one post. We can try it if you'd like to do that. I think it would be fun to see before and after, and then of course the finished page. So, all right guys, have fun and happy creating to each and every one of you, and let's have another fun year creating together. Take care everybody. Bye-bye.